Hello and welcome to Pandora FMS. In today's video, we'll see the Visual Console section in Pandora FMS console. Visual consoles allow you to define your own way of visually representing environment monitoring, creating different types of elements, choosing custom backgrounds, linking a visual console to another, etc. To actually access the view where you may manage the visual consoles of the environment, go to section Operation, Topology Maps, Visual Console List. In this view, you may see the list of existing and accessible dashboards according to the user you're using. To create a new visual console, click on the button at the bottom right that says Create, and the creation form will open. Indicate at least one name and group it will belong to. In addition, you may select the image that will be taken as background for the background dropdown, which will list all the images stored in the path Pandora_console/images/console/background. Additionally, you may select an image that you have on your machine if it is not on the list. After creating the visual console, this new image will become part of the list with all the images in the mentioned path. If you wish so, you may also change the background color that the visual console will have, which will be visible if there is no background image, or you're in full screen mode and the selected image does not take up all the space on your screen. In addition, you may modify the resolution that you wish the visual console to have, whether or not it will be a favorite visual console, so that if it is enabled, it will be listed in the left side navigation menu. And finally, you may choose whether to automatically adjust the background image to the screen in full screen mode. Once you configure the form as desired, click Save and the visual console will be created. If you take a closer look, the navigation icons will appear with the options available for visual consoles. The first one from the left will allow you to access the view of the visual console. Here you may enable the editing mode to add elements to the visual console, as well as edit, copy, and delete them. After enabling the editing mode, you will see additional options or icons that appear on the left side, which will be the types of elements that you may create in this view. You may create a static image element, basic charts, icons, labels, etc. Just click on any of those icons depending on the type of element you wish to add and configure it to meet your needs. For instance, to add a static image element, which is used to represent the state of a model using images, click on the corresponding icon and the element configuration form will open. You may choose any image available in the image drop-down to represent this element, and then select the agent that contains the model that you wish to link to the image, and the model itself. Optionally, you may choose whether you wish for the last model value to be displayed or not, and if you wish for the element to be linked to another visual console. You will also have the star icon next to the name of the visual console, which will allow you to add it to the favorites section. Next to the Edit Mode button, you will see the Grid button, which will display a grid in case you need the elements you create to be positioned symmetrically or at the same height. In addition, you may modify its size. And finally, you may see a button to activate the Maintenance mode. Enabling this token will restrict Visual Console viewing and editing for non-admin users. It is useful if you wish to make changes to the console and for it to not be visible to the rest of the users until they are finished. Continuing with the rest of the options at the top right, you may find the full screen mode where you may indicate the auto refresh time, a wizard that will allow you to add a static graph, percentile element, model graph, or simple value elements in bulk to the visual console. You may also indicate the spacing between icons, data source, etc. The next option is the service wizard, which will allow you to add service elements quickly and also in bulk. Next to it, you'll see the list of elements of the visual console where you may modify parameters such as the size of the background image or visual console elements, their position, and other parameters. You may also delete them in bulk by using the radio button in the operations section. The next view is one that we already visited, and it is the main data view. It will be used to edit data entering the creation form of the Visual Console. Next to it, there's a public link which will allow you to open the Visual Console in any browser without having to be logged into the console. This view will be read-only and will not allow editing what is viewed or access to other data. And the last option is to go back to the list of Visual Consoles. Here you may copy or delete the ones you see fit. In addition, there's a couple of extra options as well as filters that will allow you to filter according to group and name of the Visual Console. The sections mentioned are as follows. The first one is Favorite Visual Console. Here you may see the Visual Console selected as favorites and access them. The second one is Visual Console Template, or you may use an existing Visual Console as a template, and this can later be used in the next section, which is the Visual Console Template Wizard. Here you may select the template that you will use, the name of the resultant Visual Console we have, and select one or more agents to finally create the Visual Console quickly. It's worth noting that you'll create a different Visual Console for each agent selected, but they will all have the same name. And that was it for today's video. Don't forget it, if you like the video, smile, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Any suggestions, questions or ideas, please leave them in the comments below. Remember that if you're interested in trying Pandora FMS Enterprise, you may contact us to get a free 30-day trial. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you on social media and in future learning videos.